Greetings from Cloud4C. I'm here to talk about how you can fly high in 2021 while simplifying hybrid cloud adoption. A short brief of our partnership with AWS. We are an application-focused managed services provider, servicing around 4,000 plus customers worldwide. Our relationship with AWS has been we are an advanced consulting partner, having a global footprint in almost 25 plus countries, spreading across 52 odd locations, being a launch partner for AWS Outposts in India, the first AWS AMS partner in India. Right? We at Cloud4C have been making massive investments in resource upskilling and in new age technologies. Around 750 plus SAP certifications, the latest being certified as an SAP on DevOps partner, with around 2,000 plus cloud experts in our organization. How COVID has changed the trends of doing business for all of us. The new normal is all about digitization of the current landscape, virtualization of workforce, increasing security postures, and ultimately focusing on cost reduction and optimization. Some of the top 10 biggest business trends for 2021, as per Forbes, where every one of us must be ready for, include working from home, which is for real, business model innovation, data as an asset, automation of the whole environment and processes, working with virtual interfaces, going from global to local to address data residency norms, sustainability and stability of the runoffs. To cater to some of the new normal, Cloud4C has been working tirelessly to build new products and develop COE to cater to the new requirements, basically by helping accelerating digital transformation, investing in new products, developing in a box kind of a package solution, products for digital transformation and AI/ML decision making. Work from anywhere, securing the entire customer ecosystem through our security solutions that we have to offer. What Cloud4C brings in is more of a consultative driven solution building. Don't worry, we have a solution around how we can really help you take that journey. Current challenges as per research by Bain & Company include oversized workloads, auto-scaling issues, overpriced tests, over-provision tests and dev environment. When companies send their workloads to cloud, most of them send excess capacity along with it. Research says that 84% of on-premise workloads are over-provisioned, only 16% are right-sized. So right-sizing workloads can reduce your migration costs by 60%. So going cloud native. Why cloud native? Redeployment or a lift and shift approach only provides initial traction. Maximum benefits is realized when a cloud-first approach is taken. Basically, reorganizing people and processes. Some of the quick benefits that you can see out here is a reduced time to market, no capex investments, service catalogs to pick and choose, no multi-vendor complexities, public or hybrid cloud model or with Outpost, or lower operational expenses. Scalability coupled with security is something that can be enabled. By leveraging some of these benefits, what can be achieved is basically we achieve flexibility, gain resilience, and gain competitiveness. Now, AWS Outpost on-premises here out gives you a specialized, comprehensive capabilities you need to address your toughest challenges while recouping value from your data center investments, taking advantage of our existing or extensive global data center footprint to place your outpost close to your workloads, while Cloud4C here addresses your migration and facilitates cloud-native application modernization. Outposts hosted on-prem at customer locations, Outposts co-located and controllers are Cloud4C powered data centers, or providing a dedicated Outpost stack, or least but not the least is multi-tenancy stack that can also be enabled on Outpost out here. We understand hybrid cloud model and applications which are latency sensitive, local data processing stuff that needs to be taken care of, and some of the local laws that needs to be enabled. Now, hybrid cloud pods that we have been providing across globally that we have is something that we can enable. For example, today companies have a significant number of applications that they want to run in AWS Cloud for demanding workloads. Customers keep asking us to increase our global presence. Customers increasingly need AWS infrastructure and services to operate in on-prem services as well as cloud environments, to provide application experiences closer to end users and to process data locally. So some of these nodes that you're seeing out here is something we can enable Outpost with. This map gives you a kind of a snapshot in terms of where we intend to be as far as India is concerned. Apart from the data centers that are already available in India, we intend to launch quite a few nodes across the tier 2, tier 3 cities. This map will give you some of the locations where we should be available in the next 6 to 12 months in India, and basically where we can also deploy Outposts. Right. Customer challenges that we see with hybrid cloud solutions. One is procurement and provisioning cycles are complex and long. Basically roughly around more than 6 months to get servers deployed. Multiple vendors to procure, install, and maintain on-prem infrastructure. How can we bring efficiency and consolidation in procurement, installation, and maintenance? Basically, consolidation of suppliers is a challenge that we need to look at. Significant overheads to patch up and upgrade on-prem infrastructure. Managing against a complex compatibility matrix across various hardware and software components. How can we look at eliminating the time spent on infrastructure, lifecycle management, and eliminate maintenance downtime? How to also look at accelerating the delivery of IT services and improve business continuity. Now, these are challenges that comes up from an IT infrastructure perspective. Now, what are some of those developer challenges that comes up from a user group environment? Some of them being how to use different APIs and tools to build apps for the cloud and on-prem environments. How do you need to re-architect them to work on other environments? How can we look at building application once runs it on-prem or in the cloud using the same APIs and tools? Using the wide range of popular services and APIs that you can use in the cloud for applications and run on-prem. Now, these are some challenges a lot of user community comes up with, especially developers who are creating new solutions. Now, all of these lead to business challenges, some of them being inefficiency in IT results, in pure ROI and poor ROI for technology investments, and slower business growth. As a result, on-prem environments lag behind the cloud in the space of innovation. Now, how can we leverage new technology innovations for better and faster deployment of services and deeper business insights? How to enable innovation in your on-prem environments using services that can be run on AWS regions. And some of those elements can also be done using the hybrid cloud environment of Outpost. Now, customers out here, like all of you, would want to have the same experience across on-prem and cloud environment. Now, what are some of those expectations that you would have with respect to hybrid cloud? Some of them could be reliability, security, high performance infrastructure, or in terms of providing you the same operational consistency that you would get in cloud or in an on-prem environment. Providing the same services, APIs, tools for automation, deployment, pipelines, security controls. Now, how can each one of them be provided at the same pace of innovation as in cloud? Now, that's some of the challenges that we look to see how we can address with what we're trying to offer you with Outposts out here in India and preferably also across the globe. Now, what does Outpost bring in terms of what we could do? Outpost brings an AWS on-prem, right? Outpost is primarily a replica of AWS system, fully managed, monitored, and operational by Cloud4C. A single pane of glass on hybrid or a public cloud. Now, these are some stuff that you can run across workloads across public cloud and private cloud environments. Now, what are the benefits that Outpost brings onto you, right? It's basically customers like yourself will see a seamless experience using AWS hybrid cloud. All innovations are available now locally instead of just depending on doing it on the cloud. A single pane of management, more of operational consistency across workloads, whether it's in a hybrid cloud or a public cloud environment. Now, where can you use this? Some of the use cases could be around what could be done with the low latency telco operations, right? In terms of some of the virtual network functions applications that needs to run, or providing solutions to high frequency financial services applications, or some of the industrial segments in terms of providing an IoT-based industrial automation applications utilization where Outposts can be delivered on-prem. Or looking at some of those OTT players or game streaming platforms, which needs a lot of high sensitive applications to be working on, in very close by to the user environment. Providing sensitive research data for life sciences and transportation segments. Now, these are sensitive applications which can be delivered closer to where the user community are leveraging Outpost. Now, what AWS has also done and Cloud4C is partnered with is providing the AWS managed services. And this is kind of integrated with our AWS Outposts out here. While integrating AWS AMS services, Outposts has now become even more secure and resilient, fueled with a lot of automation that both AWS and Cloud4C has brought in to deliver those level of services that needs to be provided to customers like yourself, built on standard AWS tools and customer-owned assets. So that's a completely integrated services platform that can be delivered in terms of providing end-to-end services. Now, AWS Outpost brings you a lot of data processing and analysis closer to the endpoint, right? Bring AWS closer to the customer with our global outreach, bringing cloud at the edge, securing with AMS, rate card-based pricing, 24-hour support model with cloud experts, broadest and deepest services range, fully featured. We have a completely integrated cloud and device services stack that's kind of enabled out here. A quick and cloud-based pricing that is being enabled so that there's a catalog-based model that's available for you to pick and choose. Consistent performances across AWS cloud locations that can be delivered. Now, when it comes to AWS Outposts, what is the kind of truly consistent hybrid cloud experience that can be delivered? Now, some of the use cases and the kind of models that we have done in terms of providing you options when you're selecting the range of services that can be delivered is, what controllers or Cloud4C can provide to you is 4 options. One is we can look at providing Outposts on a completely hosted rack space and power model, wherein you bring in your own infrastructure and just deploy it on the colo environment, or providing you an environment where you're providing an infra as a service to you in terms of the various range of services that can be delivered across to you, or providing you a completely managed disaster recovery as a service solution using Outposts from your primary workloads that exist in the public cloud environments, or enhancing that with providing you an integrated managed security service solutions from Cloud4C. So what we have done is to give you a truly consistent and hybrid experience. We kind of integrated the range of services from AWS and Cloud4C to give you that end-to-end solutions or services portfolio to give you that seamless experience. We spoke about Outpost and the range of services that can be rendered. Now, where are we available with delivering or rendering these services? Now, what this schematic is going to show you is what we could do across multiple geographies across Americas, Europe, and Asia Pac, specifically also focusing on India. The 4 buckets that we spoke about, the hosted rack space and power model is primarily available in India. But the rest of the 3 solutions in terms of infrastructure as a service, managed RAS, or providing managed security services from both AWS and Cloud4C is kind of available as a matrix to you in terms of the regions where you can look at deploying if you're looking at leveraging the services from AWS Outpost and Cloud4C. Coming to what do we really deliver in terms of the deliverables that Cloud4C has to offer on top of what AWS is offering on AWS Outpost as an organization. There are the range of services items that is listed out here. It gives you a matrix in terms of each of those 4 buckets of solutions. What are the kind of service deliverables that exist for each of those product lines, in terms of provisioning, in terms of providing various range of hardware and various services. It's a pretty descriptive one, but gives you a very strong snapshot of the range of services that can be rendered on Outpost by Cloud4C across various geographies and across various services model. Now, give you a snapshot of how this works and the kind of SLAs that exist with Outposts, right? The service levels and commercial offerings is something that this is how we have structured it in terms of what we can deliver. So you look at the kind of data center uptime we can provide with the first model of hosted rack space. You look at the kind of infrastructure uptime of almost 99.9% that can be delivered on an IaaS model out there. The kind of RPO and RTO that can be delivered on, in terms of the commitments on the SLA front. So this snapshot will give you the kind of SLAs that can be rendered on Outposts, and it's a combination of what Cloud4C is trying to deliver as offerings and what AWS has to offer as a product offering per se. Right. Now, just to give a slightly more detailed snapshot of the various service offering definitions and the applicable scenarios, right? What we're looking at is providing you the kind of stuff in terms of service offerings, the solution offerings, the way we deploy Outposts, and the kind of RACI matrix that probably exists with Outposts per se in terms of responsibilities and stuff like that, and how AWS and Cloud4C take up the ownerships to deliver and deploy and manage these services. Now, if you look at the DRaaS services offering, we are here out to helping you build your DR strategy using AWS Outpost, right? Designing the DR site, providing you true ownership, providing you managed services on the solution that we have to render on Outpost, providing you very efficient protection at a very lower cost in terms of the security system that can be enabled or the services that can be enabled, and continuously improving the kind of services that gets rendered on Outpost. So this in a nutshell gives you a summary of the range of services offering that comes as part of the DRaaS portfolio of services. Now, the framework that we adopt is basically in 4 steps. Now, the schematic probably gives you a more detailed version to it, but in a nutshell, it's all about providing you services from assessing the current environment as is, analyzing as to what can be delivered in an Outpost, providing you the complete architecture and sizing for taking this whole workloads on Outpost, and then deploying and monitoring that. So it's an end-to-end services model that gets delivered on Outpost. Now, what could be the application scenarios that you see? Now, reason why Outpost gets important out here is it can help you provide a different seismic zone within the geography as an option that is available for a DR strategy. It could also give an option of different regions and geographies which can be enabled using Outpost, so that the DR strategy that you want to adopt as far as your organization is concerned is properly catered to. Now, if you look at the solution building box or the solution offerings, now that gives you a very fair perspective of what we have to offer on Outpost. Now, what we're doing out here is a completely tier-based model for providing you security control offerings on top of what Outpost has to offer. Now, what we've detailed out here is the various components of that Outpost, security components that can be delivered as a top-up to the Outpost offering that is out there. and and the matrices in terms of what are the essentials and what is the standard, what is the standard and what is the premium kind of services, and depends on what kind of security solutions you would like to deploy. And each of them are kind of very well integrated with the range of AWS cloud native security solutions offering. So you have an end-to-end storyboarding in terms of taking you on the journey and also enabling the security posture that needs to enable as you deploy Outpost closer to your environment. Basically, we spoke all about the various services offering, the regions where it's available, the services matrices, the security postures that can be rendered, and the services that can be rendered. So, looking at some of the certifications we try to adopt when we're delivering these services on Outpost per se. So, the application, applicable processes and security certifications are all kind of considered and catered to when we're delivering Outposts to you in whichever geographies you're talking about, whether we look at compliances with RBI or IRAP or ISO compliances or PCI compliances. Now, each of them has been taken care of when we are trying to render services on Outpost. So, this snapshot gives you a kind of a summary of some of those certifications that we have kind of rendered across to multiple customers globally, which we kind of also adapted on Outpost. Right. Now we look at some of the deployment models on Outpost that we are trying to look at delivering it to you as customers from a customer perspective, and the architecture patterns in terms of how we have kind of built this whole Outpost model to provide you that disaster recovery or the near geography kind of a solution that can be rendered. So the technical architecture, the way we have structured Outpost is this gives you a basic high-level diagram to showcase how Outpost connects to AWS site in Mumbai region for a DR. We achieved this, and this is being delivered out of Cloud4C in Hyderabad. And we achieved this, we achieved both seismic zone isolation as well as complete isolation from our AWS Mumbai region out here. Now, this gives you a very strong perspective of how this whole thing has been structured with primary on AWS in Mumbai and DRaaS on Outpost in Hyderabad. This is completely hosted and managed by Cloud4C for AWS. We are an application-focused company as Cloud4C, where we provide high-end cloud-managed services. We are a provider on those platforms with a very factory approach. We provide enterprise managed services, cloud consulting, and migration. We provide managed security, business continuity, desktop as a service, cloud hosting, infra managed services as a portfolio of enterprise managed services. Our advanced managed services portfolio include providing DevOps as a service, RP as a service, app and data modernization, providing an S/4HANA migration, and an extent of providing what we call as a regulatory compliance as a service. We also have capabilities to do multi-cloud, cloud-managed platform services and deliver render services on multiple environments as well. If you look at some of the skill sets that we bring and reasons why customers like yourself would look at Cloud4C or would love to see what we can provide to you, 80% plus of our customer contracts comprise of bundled services offering, which is what we're trying to structure with Outpost as well, where we provide a SLA of almost 99.98% uptime at the app login level. Right, so that's what Cloud4C is as an organization that can be rendered, and that's why this partnership becomes very, very crucial. So thank you, people, to giving us this time to take you through the journey with how Outposts coming into India, the partnership with AWS, and how we can render services on delivering hybrid cloud approach with Outposts for you or for customers like yourself.